Bloodline Sports. Anything and everything sports talk between family. After all, it's all relative. All right, we're back. Bloodline Sports. As tonight, we're bringing you a
special Friday Night Lights episode.
Special Friday Night Lights episode. As tonight is Friday night.
Yep.
And we are going to talk a little bit of everything. We got a couple of segments ready for y'all this week. Some of the segments that we used to do last year.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing a little bit of MLB.
Yes.
Spring training talk. We'll get into that a little bit later as we go through the show. We hope you like our content. We hope you enjoy what we're going to talk about. So,
before we get into any of that, let's introduce a new segment.
Highlight of the week.
All right. And this highlight of the week, the first ever highlight of the week, comes from Daytona Beach, Florida, where driver of the 24 car, William Byron, has just won the Daytona 500 for the first time in his career. He brings the most prestigious trophy back to Hendrick Motorsports after a nearly 20-year drought.
And that was because the last time that they won the title for Hendrick Motorsports, there was a guy who also drove the number 24, and his name was?
Jeff Gordon. And
my man.
And he won it 19 years ago, back in 2005. So, long time between 500 wins for Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah, and we are big fans of Hendrick Motorsports because it all started back when I was watching Jeff Gordon back in the 90s. And then you were born, and then you became a Jeff Gordon fan as well. I did not push you that way. You went your way to Gordon on your own. And so we've been fans of Hendrick Motorsports, who, again, William Byron. And then you have Alex Bowman driving the 48. You have Kyle Larson driving the number 5. And then our man, Chase Elliott, drives number 9.
Yes, and it's been that way for a while now.
Yep.
Ever since Jeff Gordon retired back in 2016, Chase Elliott took over a year later, drove the 24 car for 2 years, then went to the 9 car, the same number as his dad was, whenever William Byron came in from Xfinity.
Yeah, and Chase Elliott started, he won the Xfinity Championship and then went up to his rookie year. He started in the 25 car, right?
Yes, 25 car.
25, and then he went to the 24 after Gordon retired. And then after that, he went to the number 9 car, and he's been there ever since.
Yep. And it's been nice seeing him racing that car.
Yeah, he won the championship back in
2020.
2020, and then the year after that, Kyle Larson won it.
Yeah.
And then last year,
William Byron made it to the championship.
William Byron made it to the championship
and
for
Kyle Larson.
And Kyle Larson both. But in the end,
Ryan Blaney won it.
Ryan Blaney in the 12 car ended up winning the championship. But this year has gotten off to a good start as William Byron has won the Daytona 500, bringing back to Hendrick Motorsports the most prestigious trophy in all of NASCAR.
Yes, and he's certainly starting the year off right where he left off last year.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how the season unfolds this year.
Yes.
NASCAR is a long season, but it'll culminate later on, and we'll get into the playoffs, and then how that whole process goes. We'll talk about that more later in our season as we go through. But NASCAR will be one of the sports that we talk about. Being fans of it. You became a fan because you used to like watching the movie Cars nonstop.
Yep, that movie that came out all the way back in 2006.
Yep. So yeah, man, it's a good thing. William Byron taking the trophy at Daytona. He's been close on winning some races, some big races, but he ended up crossing the checkered flag this year, which was kind of a bit of a not so victorious kind of win.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, because on the final lap, or right before they would have had the final lap of the race, the freaking number one car, Ross Chastain, caused a wreck.
Yep. The watermelon chunker cost another wreck, and every year he is the one that causes the most wrecks. I think we're going to start calling him Bad Luck Sheprock. And you don't know who that is because that's a character from the Flintstones way back in the day. But Bad Luck Sheprock was Bad Luck Schleprock was known as he brings disaster everywhere he goes, and that is Ross Chastain.
Yep, I'm alive.
So, but it'll be a long season. We'll see what happens. We hope that Chase Elliott bounces back this year, right?
Yes, last year, for some reason, he went snowboarding, was it?
Yep.
And broke his leg. I think was his leg. Was his leg that he broke?
Yes, it was his leg.
And he missed like a third of the season. Couldn't get into the playoffs.
Almost did, though.
Yep, but freaking Michael McDowell. And let me tell you, even though people loved it when he won it in Daytona, and when he won Daytona in 2021, I freaking hate him. Because he's cost Chase Elliott 2 race wins, a Daytona, one of those being a Daytona 500 win, and the other being a win that could have gotten him into the playoffs and could have put him back in the championship race.
Yeah, but that's not Michael McDowell's fault because it all falls on Chase Elliott. He could have passed him and won the race, and then he could have not broken his leg because he was skiing, and he probably could have made the playoffs had not that happened.
Yeah, 2021 though, I say that was Michael's fault.
Yep.
I say that was Michael's fault.
Yeah. So
should have been Chase Elliott that year, but we'll see what he does. We'll see what Chase does this year. Hopefully, he can make another run at a championship to try to get a second championship. So yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens as the season goes on. But this year, we'll talk a lot of different sports, like I said before. But this year, last week we talked a little bit about Super Bowl 58. We did a recap of that, and so you guys go back if you've not seen that episode, which was our first episode in season 2. We recapped Super Bowl 58, talked about all that, and then at the end of the show, we talked about what we're going to do this week, which with spring training kicking off, we said we were going to start talking MLB. So let's get into it, man. All right. Love baseball, love our Dodgers, and spring training has started.
Yes. And let me just say, this year, I truly believe this when I say it. The Dodgers this year are a super team.
Yeah. So for you baseball fans out there, there's a lot of Rangers fans in our area. I grew up being a Dodgers fan back in the 80s watching Fernando Valenzuela. And then you just happened to become a Dodgers fan. I did not push you that way. So you decided to be a Dodgers fan, which I'm happy about because you already are not a fan of my football team because you are a Rams fan. But you have become a Dodgers fan, and I'm happy about that. So I started watching the Dodgers back in 1980 with my grandfather, who is no longer with us. But he used to watch baseball back in Mexico when I was in Mexico, and I used to watch the games with him, and that's kind of how I fell in love with the Dodgers because he watched the Dodgers, and I watched Fernando Valenzuela pitch, and just the memories of sitting next to my grandfather watching baseball. I miss those days. But I am glad that I became a fan of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And they had a really big offseason this year, man.
Yes. They really did. Probably the best offseason of any team. They went out and got one of, if not the best player in baseball right now, Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani, the show.
Yes, and that is just huge for the Dodgers.
And I mean, he signed a ridiculous contract. 10 years?
11 years?
11 years, something like that?
Like $700 million?
$700 million. But hey, listen, this guy is a team player.
Yes.
Because he deferred a lot of that money towards the end of his career. And that way the Dodgers could bring more high caliber players, which the Dodgers have did because he wants to win a championship. So he deferred all that money. So he is going to be the modern day Bobby Bonilla.
Who?
Bobby Bonilla was a player back in the day, and Bobby Bonilla played for the Mets. He signed a big contract with them, and then when they wanted to cut him. He made a deal with them that every year on a certain, I don't remember what day in April it is, but every year we call it Bobby Bonilla Day because he gets a very nice paycheck, like in the millions, and he will continue to collect that check. He's been collecting that check every year since they cut him back in the, I don't remember if it was the late 90s or early 2000s.
He's still collecting
He's
money?
collecting 1 point something million every year, and he will do that until 2036.
Wow, that is incredible.
Very smart man. He set himself up for life and in retirement.
Yep. And since Shohei has deferred much of his money, the Dodgers went out and got another superstar with that money.
Yep.
And I do not remember his name. Don't know how to pronounce it either. I think you may know that.
Let's just call him Yoshinobu.
Yes. Yoshinobu. I can barely even pronounce that.
Yeah. And then they went and did something else, man.
What did they do?
made a trade with the Tampa Bay Rays and went and got a really big pitcher as well via trade. One Tyler Glasnow.
Wow.
Tyler Glasnow, if you guys remember from our talks last year, from our sports shows last year, he was a guy that started the season 10-0. Hot. He is a really good pitcher. And so now we have Shohei Ohtani, who will not be pitching this year.
Nope.
Will not be pitching this year, but he will be hitting. Next year, we'll see if he comes back and pitches. But we got Clayton Kershaw back, which love Kershaw. He will do great for us in the season. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. Kershaw has not really done good in the playoffs.
No.
He's kind of let us down. But we'll see what happens with him. And then we also have Dustin Mays. We have the Catman as well. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, I think is what his name is. Something like that. I can't remember.
I remember Yamamoto.
Yeah, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I'll look it up here in a minute. So we are set up pretty good.
Yes.
At the pitching this year. We still got to go get a couple of arms for the bullpen. And then as well in the field of play, at first base we got Freddie Freeman.
Yep, Freddie Freeman.
And then at second base we have
who do we have?
Your man.
Oh yeah, Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts. Then we have oh my God. I can't even think right now of the players that we have. Will Smith behind the plate. We also have, he's going to be coming back from injury last year. He got hurt. God, I can't remember his name. But anyways, and then on third base, we have, I just cannot think of players' names. I'm going to have to look this up. So, but right. They are setting themselves up to make a run this year for the championship.
All right, just excuse us for a moment while he looks up the players.
Yeah, I'll do that here pretty quickly.
We're a little rusty. Baseball's been off for a while now. So.
Yeah, it's been off for a while. So,
but while you're looking that up, the Dodgers are a good point to focus on. Another good point to focus on is the reigning World Series champions, the Texas Rangers.
The Texas Rangers, very surprising, who went on and won the World Series, their very first World Series in their history.
Yes, and that when the playoffs first started last year, while I wasn't, let me just say that I didn't expect the Rangers to go all the way and win the World Series.
Yeah,
that was just incredible.
Yep,
first ever title in team history after years and years of misery.
Yep.
So
shortstop.
All right,
Gavin Lux.
Ooh, so we got the players.
Gavin Lux. Third base, Max Muncy, man. Max Muncy. And then other pitchers, Walker Buehler.
What?
Yeah, Ferris Bueller's Days Off, the movie. That's you need to watch that movie. Anyways, Ferris Bueller. I'm sorry, Walker Buehler. Bruce Gradadol is back.
What?
And then our man, the El Mariachi, Joe Kelly.
I
love Joe Kelly. So we have some really good players. And then don't forget a guy who was vying for Rookie of the Year last year in the outfield, James Outman.
James Outman.
So, yeah, the Dodgers are set up pretty good this year. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
Again, last year.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Well, don't forget, what I was going to go with this is the New York Mets went and spent all that money. The big money spenders got absolutely nothing.
That's because they're the Mets. So.
They're the Mets. So yeah, the Dodgers went and loaded up, and there was a guy who was really happy about this, about how many signings the Dodgers were making, and he was really, really happy for us. And that was our good friend down in the coastal bend of Texas, Garris Reynard, who is a Giants fan.
Yep.
He was really happy of all the signings that the Dodgers were making.
Really happy.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll tell you what, man, the Giants made some really good. Well, no, I don't. Who did they sign?
I don't know, but it was really good off season.
So, anyways, I was speaking of the Dodgers and Garris Reynard, our good friend down in coastal bend in Texas. Also out, a shout out to our good friend Hawk in L.A. in Santa Ana area, who is also a Dodgers fan. Hawk, shout out to you, brother. And time to get the package of season tickets or whatever it is that you did last year, so you can go to some Dodgers games.
Yep, I cannot wait for the summer so I can start wearing the bucket hat again.
No.
Yes.
No, let's not bring that back.
Why? I love it.
That thing was nasty. No.
I love the bucket hat.
You wore it every day
and
you sweat in it and it stunk.
I did not wear it every day.
Yes, you did.
No, I did. Almost every day.
Almost every day, but it was pretty awful.
Just bring it back for shows, okay? I love that thing, all right? I got it from Dodger Stadium.
I know that, but it
I love that thing.
I am not a fan of the bucket hat.
Expect me to be wearing that at least once by the beginning of June.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. So the Dodgers, we'll see what happens with the Rangers. They kind of kept their core on their team to make another run at the World Series this year. They still have our a guy that I miss a lot with the Dodgers, Corey Seager.
Yep, Corey Seager, who won MVP of the World Series.
And he won it with the Rangers, and then he also won it back in 2020 with the Dodgers.
Yep.
So he is a guy who, I don't know, is he the only guy that has won MVP with two different teams for the World Series MVP?
Reggie Jackson also.
Reggie Jackson, yeah, I forgot. Okay, so but he's in good company. So Corey Seager and the Rangers will be making a run at the championship again.
At back-to-back championships.
Back-to-back championships. So we'll see what happens with the Rangers. They really put a good team together last year. Adolis Garcia, who was the hero in the playoffs and was the Darth Vader to the Houston Astros.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. They would boo him in Houston, and he would just say, "Okay, boo me." Gone. Home run every time.
We just
love it.
Out everyone.
Love it. I hate the asterisks.
Yep. You know what would be an awesome World Series this year?
What?
The Dodgers versus the Rangers.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to see that as a World Series.
Yeah. But you know who I'd be pulling for?
Yeah.
I'd be pulling the Dodgers.
So would I.
So even though, we have some family who are Ranger fans, your Uncle Adrian and your Uncle Eric.
Yep.
So they are Ranger fans. And, as a matter of fact, speaking of your Uncle Adrian, he hit the trifecta of team championships last year.
Yep, he sure did.
Because in the MLB, his Rangers won the World Series.
Yep.
In football, his Kansas City Chiefs have now gone back-to-back. And then another sport that we talk quite a bit about in this show, which is soccer in Mexico, Liga MX. His team, America, won the championship too.
Yep, America.
He just hit the trifecta this past year.
Yes.
So, anyways, so we'll see what happens in the MLB this year. I look forward to a good season. I expect the usual suspects to be there at the end, which will be, it'll be the Yankees, the Astros, the Dodgers, The Diamondbacks, man, they really made a run last year.
Yeah.
They put us out in the playoffs.
They're out.
They got all the
Swept
way.
us.
Yeah, they got all the way to the World Series. They lost to the Rangers, but they had a really good run last year. We'll see what they do, and then you'll have the Atlanta Braves, who are a really strong team as well. And then the Baltimore Orioles out of nowhere last year.
Yes, that was crazy that they just came from out of nowhere. Best record in the AL.
Yep. So that was a nice surprise last year with the Orioles getting back and being a good team.
Yep, I'd never seen that once in my life before.
Yep. And then you also had Miami. Miami really had a good season last year. They got into the playoffs. And Tampa Bay, man, they were hot all year.
Yep.
But they ran into the buzzsaw that was the Rangers.
Yep, ran into them in the first round.
I mean, listen, the Rangers took out Baltimore.
Yep.
They took out Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And then they took out Houston, and then they just completely demolished the Arizona Diamondbacks. I mean, it was an unbelievable run at the championship for them.
It absolutely crazy. Everything just fell perfectly into the place. The Rays running out of steam at the perfect moment for them, and them picking up steam, sweeping the Rays, sweeping the Orioles, beating Houston in 7 games, and then going and beating the Diamondbacks in 5 games, I believe.
Yep.
It was just perfect for them. Just the ideal run you would want. So.
Yep. So we'll see what happens. Spring training going on right now. This is a chance for all the younger kids to get their shot at trying to make the 40-man roster. We'll probably see a couple of new faces coming up from the minor leagues up to the major leagues. We'll see who those people are, but they're taking their shot at it right now. As the MLB spring training has kicked off. Surprise, Arizona is a really popular place to be if you're a Dodgers fan right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens this year with that. But anyways, so as we go through the season and we'll talk different sports and all that stuff, we're gonna do some segments.
Yep.
That we were doing before. Some fun segments, some new segments. We'll try to do all kinds of different things. We also, again, we want you to comment. Tell us what you want to hear, topics that you want us to do. Very soon we'll be coming up with certain things. We'll start having a little bit of giveaways. Look for that coming in the near future. As we're thinking about doing, if we use your question, we'll have question of the day segment. And if we use your question, we'll send you a little thank you gift for that. So all kinds of different things that we're going to be happening here on Bloodline Sports. And one of the things that we do as a segment, we like to do a little bit of this and that. But we like to do this right here. All right, man. Time to play the game.
Oh, boy.
So you know how this works?
Yep.
So last year, we took turns at asking each other, we'll give each other hints. And today we are going to do Name That Sports Team.
Ooh, okay.
But we did a couple of different versions last year where we did Name That Team, Name That Sports Figure, and all that stuff. So you ready to play the game?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, man. So we're going to stay in the MLB. And this is a team that has had a lot of success lately, has won some championships, but they were not that good back in the 80s. They got a little bit good in the 90s, and then they switched leagues. Name that sports team.
I know who it is.
Who?
Is it? Wait, so you said they switched leagues recently?
Well, they switched leagues. It wasn't recently, but they've been in the National League and the American League.
Okay, see, I'm thinking of a few different teams right here.
I said they've won championships recently, lately.
Okay, so like last 5-6 years?
Like 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you name it.
All right. I'm going to go with, is it the cheating Houston Asterisks?
You got it right. You got it right. The cheating Houston Asterix. So
Really, that
way to
team.
go, my friend. Yeah, all right,
you chose
man.
the worst team. The team that we hate the most.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just, I kind of wanted to stump you a little bit, which I almost did, but you ended up getting it right.
Initially,
so.
I was thinking of the Milwaukee Brewers because they used to play in the AL, but then they switched to the NL. But that was like a long, long time ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep,
so I thought the Houston Astros because they switched to the AL back in 2013. After like how whenever they had the Rays and the Rays and the Marlins or the Rays and the Diamondbacks, they were both in the league, and it caused very weird division alignments. So they switched Houston over to even things out.
Yep, that's back when you had Colorado, Arizona, Tampa Bay, Florida, all those teams coming into the league, and so they had a lot of movement. They had to even things out, and so the Houston Astros went from the the National League to the American League. Good job, my friend. You are 1-0 in Let's Play a Game.
Yep.
And that question today was name that sports team. So good job. That was good for you. You've started off on the right foot.
What the heck?
We always we always have a technical difficulty here and there. But you know what? That's what makes our show fun.
Yeah,
that's what makes our show fun. So anyways, all right, man. Well, good job. So let's move on to what actually became the staple of our show last year, as it was a segment that we kind of just threw in there somewhere in the middle of the season, and it caught on. It caught on.
Yep.
So let's go to it.
I think I came up with that, right? I came up with this.
Yes, you did. So let's just get into it right now. All right. You know what this is? This is freestyle.
Freestyle.
Where you get to talk about anything you want to talk about.
All right.
So I'm going to turn it over to you. The floor is yours, my friend.
All right, let's go. So, today, I want to talk about NFL teammates. So, NFL teammates, as you know, we mentioned them last week when we had our different setup because we'll be switching them around every week.
Yep.
Depending on what sports are going on. So NFL teammates, I've been collecting them for actually 12 years now, not 11, because for some reason I thought I started collecting them back in 2013, but no, I've been collecting them since 2012, so that's 12 years, and I want to talk about, really more specifically, one of my rare figures.
Okay.
So, you probably not going to be able to see well, but there's going to be some close-up pictures we'll have off to, like, probably about right here. So this is the rare, or actually, I should say exclusive, camouflage teammate, like multicolored camouflage teammate. It's kind of a rare figure and an exclusive because back in 2022, in season 12, I got the bin. There's these little bins that they have, and they have stadium inside them. That's how I got the stadium.
Yep.
And in the bin, they contain one exclusive rare figure, and this was the rare figure. So, yeah, this is just one of my many rare figures that I have. I love it a lot. It's pretty cool. I do kind of wish there was some more of this like color on it, but it's fine. So, honestly, I've always loved teammates.
Yeah.
And ever since I got one for the first time ever since I got it for the first time back in 2012, and I actually still remember what the first two teammates I got were.
All right.
You want to take any guesses?
The very first two that you got?
Yep. So I'll give you some hints. One of them was in the AFC, and one of them was in the NFC, and they were in the North and the South.
North and the South. AFC North?
Yes.
AFC North. Cincinnati Bengals.
Nope.
Okay. I am the North, right? That is the North.
Yes.
Okay.
The Bengals are the.
So
North.
if it wasn't the Bengals, it was the Steelers.
Nope. They were a really good team this year.
The Ravens.
Yes, it was the Ravens. And
Okay.
NFC South.
NFC South. The Lions.
No.
No. I'm sorry.
The North team.
Yes, I know. I was thinking North AFC. We just got through AFC
Yeah.
North. So, NFC South. Let's see.
The sad division.
Yeah, the sad division. Tampa Bay,
Nope.
Carolina,
Nope.
New Orleans.
Nope. It was the Atlanta Falcons.
Of course it was.
It was the Baltimore Ravens and the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
So that started my journey to where I am today of like 150 or so. Like, really, I did count the other day, and I have less than I actually thought I did. I only have like 150.
Wow.
So teammates, pretty awesome, you know.
Yeah.
I really don't know what else to say about them.
Okay, so let's see. You've been collecting these for 12 years.
Yep.
And so, my God, you were 2 at the time?
Yes, 2 when I got my very first one.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, that's crazy to think about.
Did we just buy those for
No.
you, or did you choose that?
No, I got it when I was out with my Nini one day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. For just clarification, his Nini is my mom, so that's his grandma, which is my mom. So Nini is his grandma.
Yes, and I think we were out at like oh gosh, where were we? We were at like a Target or a Walgreens.
Wow.
And I saw it, and I'd asked her if I could get one, and she let me get it. And so we got home, I opened it up. First figure that I saw was that Atlanta Falcons figure, and then that Baltimore Ravens figure. And yeah,
I don't know how you remember all that.
because it's a core memory. That's
it's
how.
a core memory.
These I admire these. I love collecting these.
So what's the significance in this one? I mean, I know it's a multicolor camouflage, but what is the significance of that one?
Well, the significance of this really is that it was. Oh, actually, I'm mixing it up. This did not come with the Series 12-bit.
Okay.
This came from the Series 13-bit from last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's just off screen, like right over there.
Yeah.
I don't know how I mixed that up, but really the only true significance about it is that it's an exclusive that you can only get in the bin. I'm like,
Okay.
I have figures that I've collected that are like from blind bags, are like rare 1 in 180 chance and stuff like that. But this is one of the few exclusive ones I have. So
Wow.
yeah, why do I keep dropping this?
And NFL Teammates is a product of who?
They are by the product. They're by the company Party Animal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Some free advertising.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at us, YouTube.
Unintentional free advertising.
Unintentional free advertising.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Well, you've been collecting these things for a long time.
Yep.
And so...
You know what? Wait. So I know we have to wrap things up here pretty quickly. But before I go, so you know how recently I did the Ice Bucket Challenge for 50 subscribers.
Yes.
That was not fun at all, by the way.
I love the screaming. That was great. So if you guys have not seen that video,
go
check it out. There was a challenge.
We'll put a link to that in the description.
Yeah, we'll put a link to that in the description. But it was a 50 subscriber. If we got to 50 subscribers, the DOS man was going to take an ice and water bucket over the head, which he did, and it was fantastic. The screaming is the best part.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go check that out. The link will be posted in the bottom.
So, yep. So the reason why I said that is because I have a challenge for you.
Okay.
Whenever the day comes that we reach 100 subscribers, just as I did when we hit 50, you should do the Ice Bucket Challenge as well.
Okay.
So you get dunked. I will be the one dunking. It will be sort of a payback dunk.
Okay.
So right now, I think we're at 60 subscribers now. So we have 40 to go. And when we hit 100, you will be getting dunked.
I will do it.
You up for it?
I will do it. We get to 100 subscribers, I will do it. And I'll tell you why. One is I'll be happy if we get to 100 subscribers.
Yep.
But two is not only did we do that challenge because we got 50 subscribers, but also when you did that challenge, we went ahead and we are donating to the ALS Association. I said that this was the ice bucket was having to do with Alzheimer's. That was my bad. It has to do with ALS. So we decided after you did the challenge that we were going to go ahead and donate some money to the ALS Association. And if we get to 100 subscribers, I will do the ice bucket challenge, and then we'll do another donation, but we'll do it to another charity. Maybe the Alzheimer's, just because that is.
We'll do a charity of your choosing.
Yeah, it might be Alzheimer's because I've had some family members that have died from that. It's a disease that's kind of affected our family. I hope that it doesn't anymore. But yeah, so if we hit 100 subscribers, I'll definitely take the ice and water bucket over the head, and then we'll go ahead and make a donation to a charity of our choice. So yeah, make it happen, man. If you guys, just hit the like button and subscribe, and then share our videos. And we'll get to 100, and I'll take the bucket over the head, and then we'll donate some money to a charity of our choice. And then later on, we might do these challenges or whatever, where we might donate some money and take some suggestions of what charity we should donate to. That's something that we want to do, is give back. We are very blessed in our lives, and so we would definitely love to give back a little bit of that. So yeah, man. So that was fantastic. You taking the bucket over the head and then the screaming. So go check out the video. The link will be at the bottom. So all right, man. Well, with that, it's about that time. Let's wrap it up. We hope you enjoyed our content this week, our show. We love bringing it to you. And as always, you're my pride and joy, and I love you. And this is Bloodline Sports. It's all relative.
Goodbye, everyone.